The internet is full of hype and also misinformation. And frankly, it is confusing and actually also very dangerous. I can tell you that I see people all the time, patients who are coming in and spending a lot of money, typically on some supplements that they may have heard other people talk about. And that some of these supplements that I see people buy are either useless or even potentially harmful. Today, we are cutting through all of that noise, and I'm going to give you my evidence-based guide to the top 3 supplements that have real scientific research behind them. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I am Dr. Oteng. Before we jump in, I need to make something perfectly clear. Supplements are just supplemental. They are just a tool to be used in addition to something, not as a replacement for the foundational pillars of health. A whole foods diet, regular exercise, stress management, and basically any medications that you may have been prescribed by your doctor. Now, with that crucial understanding out of the way, let's talk about some supplements that can genuinely support your efforts. Yes, you may have heard about some of the top-notch supplements here and there, but we'll discuss what they do and also the science behind them, and most importantly, some of the most important safety considerations that you need to have when you consider using a supplement. Let's start with number 3. Is what I call a vital mineral that many of us, especially those with insulin resistance, may actually benefit from. And it's certainly because most of these people with insulin resistance are deficient in. And this supplement or this mineral is what we call magnesium. Magnesium is a key player in over 300 enzyme systems in our body, actually. And one of its most important jobs is in glucose metabolism. It plays a direct role in how your cells respond to insulin. Think of it as a helper that makes the lock and key mechanism between insulin and your cells work more smoothly. Studies have consistently shown that people with higher magnesium intake have lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And for those who already have diabetes, ensuring you have adequate magnesium levels is actually what you want to do, because it can help improve your blood sugar control and insulin sensitivity. How do you get magnesium then? First, focus on magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and avocados. If you consider a supplement, then there are some common forms like magnesium citrate, magnesium glycinate, and even magnesium oxide. But magnesium glycinate is the one that is most well absorbed. Be aware that too much can cause digestive issues. It is essential to talk to your doctor to see if you need a supplement and what dose is actually right for you. Not everybody needs to supplement, especially if you are eating these green leafy sources in your diet. If you need magnesium, starting from a dose of like 200 milligrams to up to like 400 milligrams per day is usually enough when you take it during the evening. So number 2 is a popular spice we have discussed before, cinnamon. Cinnamon's role is very significant. It deserves a spot here again in our top 3 supplements. Why? The active compounds in cinnamon have been shown to, in several studies as a matter of fact, to have a modest effect on real blood glucose levels. It appears to work in a few ways. Cinnamon can slow down the breakdown of carbohydrates in your digestive system. So when you eat, it sits there longer if you use cinnamon on it, or if you added a hint of cinnamon, which basically helps prevent big spikes after you eat them. It may also act directly on the cells, helping them respond to insulin more effectively. However, it's critical to know the difference between the two kinds of cinnamon, two main kinds of cinnamon. We have acacia cinnamon, which is the most common type that you find on the shelves, but which also contains a compound called coumarin. So coumarin can be toxic to your liver in high doses. The other type, which is a safer type, is what we call the Ceylon or Ceylon cinnamon. That's Ceylon, or which is also called the true cinnamon. It has much lower levels of the coumarin and is a safer choice for regular use if you want to actually supplement on cinnamon. Though Ceylon cinnamon or true cinnamon is considered safe, it is still a bioactive substance. So starting with a smaller amount is definitely the way to go. For example, maybe say a half to 1 teaspoon daily, and then assessing how you tolerate it is a smarter approach. Now, after that, it can be used in a way like sprinkling it on your food, such as like oatmeal. You can also sprinkle it on a yogurt and any other food rather than to consume it all at once. Now, while cinnamon can be a helpful tool, the research shows its effect is basically modest. Again, that is why we call it a supplement. It cannot replace your regular treatment or diet and exercise. It can support your efforts, but it won't fix the entire problem of a poor diet. And now, for the number one supplement spot, I will give that to something that is turning eyes around in the health community. It's a supplement that has been discussed several times in the literature, for patients with high blood sugar, and supports them so much. And the one that some of the research has the strongest evidence. That's why I placed it at number 1. It is also a bioactive compound. This one is what we call berberine. So berberine is a bioactive compound which is extracted from several plant sources. It has been actually used in traditional medicine for centuries, but recent clinical research has brought it to the forefront again. In modern science, it has been shown to have power over blood sugar. Berberine works on a very deep metabolic level. One of its main actions is to activate an enzyme, which is very important in metabolism. This enzyme is called AMP, activated protein kinase, or AMPK for short. Think of AMPK as your body's master metabolic switch. When you activate AMPK enzyme, what you do is you help your cells pull more glucose out of your blood into your cells, thereby lowering your need for insulin and hence decreasing insulin resistance. And it can also help reduce production of insulin by your liver itself. In some clinical studies, the effects of berberine on lowering blood sugar have been shown to be extraordinary. It's actually comparable to such popular drugs that we know for diabetes as metformin. Clinical studies have shown berberine to be almost equal to metformin. I mean, I say almost because metformin has probably been studied more. But in terms of its effects, it's almost identical to what they can do for diabetics. And so if you want to have a supplement, if you are on the borderline, or you have a family history, or you have some other risk factors for type 2 diabetes, and you want to take action before you even get there, berberine is a supplement that could be very helpful. However, it cannot be something that has no side effects, as with even regular standard medications. It has its own side effects like GI abscess, cramping, diarrhea, and sometimes even constipation. also being a natural substance, it has a tendency to also interact with certain medications, including metformin itself. So if you're on metformin, it's probably not a good idea to take berberine. And then also interacting with cyclosporin. That being said, berberine is a powerful compound, and it is absolutely essential that it is used under the guidance of a healthcare professional. Now, if your doctor agrees that you could use a berberine supplement, then starting slow with like a dose of 500 milligrams once a day, and then assessing how you tolerate it is often the recommended way. Once you don't see its effect too much on your digestive tract, such as not so much diarrhea, not so much nausea, not so much constipation, no cramping, then you can increase to doses like 500 milligrams 3 times a day. Dividing the doses will definitely reduce the side effects and the toxicities that may come with it. So whatever dose of daily dose you take, make sure you spread it throughout the day. And typically 500 milligrams 3 times a day would be what is recommended after your doctor agrees that you can take it. So let's recap our top 3 evidence-based supplements. First one is magnesium. The second one is Ceylon cinnamon or kaolin cinnamon. And then the third is the magic berberine. Remember, these are powerful tools, but they must be used wisely. As with every medication, there are side effects. But if you use them wisely and as a part of a comprehensive health plan, then yes, you are going to make sure that your blood sugar levels are kept in check. The foundation is always your diet and lifestyle. And do not start any of these supplements again, as I say, without first speaking with your doctor. Now, thank you so much for joining me today on this important discussion. Navigating the world of supplements can definitely make a difference, but it can be tricky. And my goal is to provide you with a clear, reliable information. And so if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up or like it, share. And if you have not subscribed, it's my invitation to you to hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on Facebook, hit the follow. Wherever you are watching this from, hit one of those buttons that will make sure that our videos come to you whenever we post it. And if you also want to be a member of our channel on YouTube, hit the join and be part of our membership, people who actually support us so we can bring this to you all the time. And I want to hear from you. As a matter of fact, what are your biggest questions about supplements, especially when it comes to blood sugar control, cholesterol, and all those things that we talk about on this channel? Put your comments below and let's increase and talk on this community. I am also going to link full video on cinnamon on the description for this video. You can check this other video here and click on the image down here to subscribe if you are not already subscribed, to make it easy for you. Thanks for watching.